competitors will have to face their fears or betray their allies.
That deal still stands for you.
Got you.
Resulting in the most shocking blindside of the season. This game.
4 alternate realities are twisting the game like never before.
This is a madhouse.
New Big Brother, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday on CBS.
You're about to play with masters.
Up the middle.
Another edition of 60 Minutes.
Perfect flannel weather on Friday. I've got your Platter Day outlook, plus Monday's Indigenous Peoples / Columbus Day forecast. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, additional aid for Ukraine in limbo. As the U.S. House continues the search for a new speaker, more Republicans are voicing concern about continuing aid to the Eastern European country. Plus, as the United Auto Workers Union strike approaches the 3-week mark, there are signs of progress in negotiations. And why the Biden administration is moving forward with plans to build new border barriers between Texas and Mexico after condemning a wall during his 2020 presidential campaign. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
After a couple of rounds of showers passed through, it seems things have quieted down for the most part. So, Ariane, is anyone else expecting any more rain tonight?
Yeah, we've got some pop-up showers in the forecast, but as you can see behind me, man, we had some gorgeous views of double rainbows here in Marquette, downtown Marquette. Thank you, Locke Robster, for that. But yes, rain showers and thunderstorm chances are going to continue even into this weekend, including tonight, most likely coming in later on in the west portion. And then we still have these breezy winds. Our temperatures are going to drop down. We could be seeing mid-30s tomorrow. Today, we saw a high of 67 out at the National Weather Service. I've got your 7-day outlooks coming up after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Continued funding for Ukraine in its war against the Russian invasion could be impacted by who becomes the next Speaker of the House. More Republicans are beginning to pull back their support for continued aid, citing concerns over accountability. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports from the White House.
On Thursday, Ukrainians are picking up the pieces from a strike in eastern Ukraine on a cafe and shop. Officials say around 50 civilians, including children, died in the attack. It's considered to be one of the highest civilian deaths in an attack since the war began. The White House calls the attack horrifying.
This is why we're doing everything that we can to help Ukraine, to help the brave people of Ukraine to fight for their freedom, fight for their democracy.
The White House is looking to keep giving aid to Ukraine, but they say the long-term commitment is up to Congress. Recently, Congress approved a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government funded through mid-November. But that CR left out funding for Ukraine. The CR was passed following a visit from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, meeting with members, asking to keep supporting them in the war.
I'm very thankful to you, journalists, senators, Congress, for helping us, support us. We spoke about so many details, but it will be between us. Sorry.
But now that the House is without a speaker and more House Republicans' support for Ukraine funding continues to erode, a dark cloud has been cast over the future of aid for Ukraine.
I've been clear that there are 2 fundamental questions that need to be answered. What's the goal? Is the goal some negotiated peace? Is the goal some get them out of eastern Ukraine? Is the goal to get them, the Russians out of Crimea, which they took during the Obama administration, they've had for now 9 years? What is the goal? What is the objective? Second question, if you can tell us what the goal is, how's the money being spent? How can we account for that? I think the American people are entitled to know the answer to those 2 questions before we continue to send their hard-earned money to protect Ukraine's border when we have what's happening on our border.
At the White House, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
With the exception of House Republicans, there is strong support for continued aid to Ukraine. We asked our local congressional members on this, but we did not get an official comment or statement back. A group in Delta County hoping to remove 3 county commissioners from office reached another goal today. The Delta County Citizens for Ethical Leadership has been circulating petitions in support of the recall of Commissioners David Moyle, Bob Barron, and Robert Peterson. Circulators from Barron's district held various signing events and had to collect 1,001 signatures. This morning, the group turned in 1,235.
I want to thank everybody that worked so hard to get these signatures. I mean, it was a very big task, but we got it done.
It gives us a lot of pride to see how much community support there was for this.
Before Barron's recall can be added to the ballot next May, the petition will go through a verification process. Barron tells us he will be reviewing the petitions and he'll have 30 days to challenge any of the signatures. The petition for Moyles district was turned in last month, and residents in Peterson's district are still collecting signatures. Voters in Marquette will now be able to utilize an early voting center. As part of an early voting pilot program partnered with the state, registered voters within the city of Marquette can cast votes early at the Peter White Public Library. Municipalities are now required to provide 9 days of early voting on statewide elections. However, for this pilot program, November 2nd through the 5th will be open to registered voters.
Our standpoint locally, I think it gives us a chance to do a lot of the same things. It gives us a chance to get hands-on with some of those processes in a slower election. Nothing is changing for you as a voter. Nothing's being eliminated. What this is doing is it's providing a new option for voting.
Registered voters in the city of Marquette will soon receive a letter in the mail notifying them of this new early voting option. Day 21 of the UAW strike brings signs of progress. Today, General Motors said it has presented a 6th offer to the union. Just the other day, the UAW gave a counteroffer to the company's proposal from September 21st. Tomorrow marks 3 weeks since workers started striking at the Ford assembly plant in Wayne. Andres Gutierrez was there today with more on what we know about this latest offer from GM.
Many of the details are being kept under wraps, but I'm told that there has been movement in a few key areas. There's also been movement with Ford, where I'm told they're getting closer on a number for that pay raise. This comes after that offer that they presented on Tuesday. Under that offer, the 7th for Ford, workers would get a pay raise of more than 20% along with cost of living allowances to address inflation. All tiers would be eliminated, and it would take half the time to earn top pay.
They're trying to make it look good, you know, for the public and stuff, but if you're inside, we know what we're asking for, and it's well deserving.
Healthcare is a major sticking point for Chrissy.
They're not getting health care after they're retired. There's a big problem with that, especially for the kind of work that we do. It's really hard on our bodies.
The UAW expanded its strike to Ford's Chicago assembly plant last Friday. It's unclear if Ford is in the union's crosshairs once again tomorrow. What is clear is the effects of the strike are hitting auto suppliers hard. A trade association recently did a survey of its more than 500 members and found that over 30% of suppliers have already started laying off employees due to the strike.
For the lower tier or smaller suppliers, their fiscal balance sheet just doesn't have the same strength that it did perhaps in 2019 during the last strike.
The association is asking the White House to consider making low-cost loans or grants available to small suppliers.
We think this is necessary to help them have the cash on hand to sustain their workforce and their facilities over this period.
Those in the picket line say they'll be out here for as long as they have to.
We gotta stand up and come out, rain, sleet, or snow, and come out and show them that we are one, because why not?
UAW President Shawn Fain will give an update during another Facebook Live tomorrow. That one is set for 2 o'clock in the afternoon versus the usual 10 a.m. start time. With the progress so far, that increases the chance that we may not see more workers go on strike. The Michigan Department of Military and Veterans Affairs has announced an initiative to open up more job opportunities for veterans. The DMVA worked with the Civil Service Commission to revise job requirements for veterans with significant experience in active duty. The revisions will allow veterans from any branch of the military with 2 years of experience in a rank of E6 or higher to qualify for state jobs that previously would have required a bachelor's degree.
We're always trying to look at how we can attract those coming off of active duty from other states and want to look at Michigan as a place to transition to and make home.
We have more about this initiative on our mobile app and our website, WZMQ19.com. State Representative Jen Hill from the 109th District has been named Public Official of the Year by the Michigan Energy Innovation Business Council. Representative Hill currently sits on the House Committee for Energy, Communications, and Technology. She was given the award for her work to lower costs for solar energy and enhance energy security. Hill says even before taking office as a city commissioner in Marquette, clean and renewable energy was something she was focused on.
I was very surprised that I got the award. I have only been here for a few months, it's true, and I was very grateful for that honor. These are the folks who are helping invent the future, and I was really glad to be a part of that conversation.
Representative Hill says she's looking forward to continuing work on energy legislation over the next few months. The Biden administration is moving forward with plans to build new border barriers in South Texas, marking a sharp reversal from a campaign pledge made by then-candidate Joe Biden. As Michael George reports from New York, the president said he has no choice because the funding was approved specifically for a border wall.
The Biden administration announced it's waiving more than 24 federal laws in South Texas to allow about 20 miles of border wall to be built around the Rio Grande Valley. Illegal border crossings have surged above 200,000 last month alone. When he was running for the White House, President Biden said he was against border wall spending.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
On Thursday, the president said he didn't want to build the wall, but cited a law Congress passed in 2019 that leaves him with little choice.
They have to use the money for what it was appropriated. I can't stop that.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
We requested that Congress rescind the direction. It did not do so. We, of course, must follow the law.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas issued a notice in the Federal Register saying, quote, there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States. Later, as he traveled in Mexico, Mayorkas said the language in the notice is being taken out of context and does not signify a change in policy.
Our policy remains as it was since day one. We are opposed to the construction of the wall.
Meanwhile, the administration announced it will restart direct deportations of migrants to Venezuela. In September, about 50,000 Venezuelans crossed into the U.S. without authorization.
Venezuelans accounted for nearly a quarter of all illegal border crossings last month. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, young professionals in Delta County are getting better prepared for interactions with others in the community. We'll show you how they brushed up on their skills with media relations. And the lottery jackpot climbs to $1.4 billion after no winner last night. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Like we never left. We back. What did I miss? Did anyone get indicted?
Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Our studio is in downtown Marquette, but we also have bureaus in Escanaba, Lansing, and Iron Mountain. How does that make a difference?
I think it makes a huge difference because the UP is very big. We're only 3% of the state's population, but we cover almost 40% of the land mass. So we are spread out quite a bit. And so I think to have all these different bureaus in the UP is really helpful because people live in those areas and want to know what's happening in their location.
Yeah.
But then especially now that we have our Lansing Bureau, I feel like that's something that's really been missing here in the UP is state government and what is going on down in Lansing. And we are so disconnected from Lansing so often. I think it's a major benefit that we have a reporter down there on the ground covering what's happening in our government and talking to our UP state representatives, but also just our government officials down there about how things that they are deciding on impact people who are living in the UP.
Hi, Paul. Meet Opie Taylor. He's dramatic. A dreamer.
I wish that I get a B in arithmetic.
But most of all,
I think you're the best sheriff in the whole world.
he's devoted to Dad. It's Andy and Opie on The Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV 19.1. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Slight bit of a change from our evening temperatures the past couple of nights. We are about 47 here in Marquette. Everyone else a little bit warmer in the 50s. We've got some precipitation in Houghton as well as Newberry and even further east there. Let's take a look at what we're expecting for the lows, though, in that 40-degree range and some chances of precipitation over there in Ironwood as we make our way into Friday, otherwise known as Platter Day, because it's the first Friday in October. All right, so those gusts are going to continue with us. If we see any thunderstorms, it is possible that we also could be seeing some pea-sized hail, so heads up on that. Temperatures tomorrow, not much different than this evening, 45 to about 60 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. We've got cooler conditions and those showers continuing into our evening with a chance of SNOW, snow showers, possibly for the west half of the UP after midnight. Right now, winds coming mostly out of the west, even continuing out of the southwest here. We're going to see that change direction. Still very gusty. That's been the word of the week, gusty winds. We'll see about 30 miles an hour up in Eagle Harbor at 1 p.m., 22 in Marquette. But again, those winds are going to just keep coming out of the northwest and still be blown really hard even into our Saturday. Take a look here at 9 a.m., 36 in Marquette, 26 down in Escanaba and Manistee. So just a heads up before things kind of slow down on our Saturday evening, hopefully. Okay, we still have the gale warning on Lake Superior, so those waves could be very big, up to about 10 feet or 10 feet on the west side and up to 15 on the east side. So basically stay off the water, please. We've got precipitation hanging out all around us and right above us. At the past couple of hours, it's been mostly concentrated at this point in the eastern portion. As you can see, some thunderstorms passing through there, and we'll zoom in here to the radar in just a minute. Yes, some showers still over in Marquette County, but as you can see, some lightning hanging out here in Chippewa and Mackinac counties, and that's going to continue this evening. Another batch of showers possible over on the northwest coast, even into our Friday morning, as we've got clouds for the west half there by 8 a.m. We'll have some sunshine over in the east for just a little bit until that mid-morning, and those showers continuing to push through with chances again of those thunderstorms. So take a look here, midday, we'll expect everybody seeing some sprinkles in their area. So just a heads up, please be safe out there on those roads. As you know, it can get really slick, and we've got these temperatures dropping even into our Friday afternoon. Yes, that's snow over there in Canada. We could be seeing some of that as well. 7-day outlook for Marquette. Those gusts continuing into Saturday. Temperatures in the mid-40s, and then we'll have showers on Monday.
Thank you very much, Air. In early October, the UP can typically see temperatures around the 40 to 50 degree range like we're going to see in the next few days. However, we all know this fall season has started a bit warmer. The National Weather Service says temperatures have been above normal since mid-September, and the first couple of days of October even set new record highs for the UP. Meteorologists there say Lake Superior can play a big role in the temperature, but cold temps are certainly on the way.
I can tell you is that the pattern is going to change pretty significantly. What we had was a big high pressure ridge in place in the first part of October, and that's going to be replaced by a trough. So instead of highs up in the 80s, we're going to see highs in the 40s and 50s.
The National Weather Service predicts the middle of October will mark the start of snowfall. Today, young professionals in Delta County wrapped up a program preparing them for interactions they'll have working in the community. Our own Lily Simmons was part of today's session and has the story.
Today was the final session of a one-year training academy for up-and-coming business professionals in Delta County.
They take one day a month where they learn about certain aspects of the community and what it takes to be successful in our community.
For their final course, participants learned about media and communications, practicing public speaking, and telling their stories with Radio Results Network and the Daily Press.
I sat down with each participant for a one-on-one interview, giving them experience answering questions from local media in front of a camera. What led you to join Delta Force?
I'm not from here. I've lived here about 3 years, and I didn't really know a lot about it. And just joining this has opened my eyes to just everything that Delta County really offers.
I've lived here 15 years, and I didn't know a quarter of what I've learned over the last 9 months.
I aspire to be a community leader, hopefully a business owner at some point in this community, and I want to be able to give back.
This year's class is made up of a wide range of individuals, including one high school senior.
It gives you a better understanding of your local community and community leaders, so you can become better experienced in how they run their businesses and organizations to make you a better leader.
At next week's annual Chamber of Commerce dinner, Delta Force professionals will graduate from the program and celebrate the new skills they can use in their day-to-day community interactions.
There's so much that happens in our community that so many people don't know about. There's so many people working hard. There's so much economic development. It just brings an appreciation and understanding of how the local community works.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
A Marquette grocery store has a brand new look. Toddick's Marketplace officially reopened today following months of renovations. Upgrades include new flooring, a modernized layout, and the UP's first Caribou coffee. The redesign is a first for the store, which originally opened in 1989.
Are put in place in a more logical order, so things make sense of where they're located. Like I said, we've been in business for 30 years, so things kind of get mismatched, and it makes much more sense now.
Management says the store, which used to be open 24 hours a day, will continue to be open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. daily. One man's trash is another's treasure. After the break, how a company on the East Coast is using storm debris to make something new.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but your hair shavings fly everywhere, and she hates that mess. It's impossible to clean up. Introducing VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body electric shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up at the same time. VacuTrim has 20 precise trim length settings built in, so you just dial and trim, groom, shape and edge without any messy whiskers in the sink. VacuTrim's ultra-sharp stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures all the trimmed hair. VacuTrim's vacuum action is so powerful, just watch how it cleans up all this hair. Don't fumble with attachments. Snap on the guide to shape your beard, edge sideburns, or remove the guide to tame unwanted body hair. Get your VacuTrim for only $39.95, and we'll even ship it to you free. Order now.
Call 1-800-526-0543. That's 1-800-526-0543, or go to vacutrim.com.
Attention people with Medicare and anyone turning 65. If you have original Medicare, you may be able to get a Medicare Advantage plan with additional benefits. Medicare Advantage plans may include vision coverage, wellness visits, gym membership, meal delivery, and hearing coverage with affordable costs and copay. The call is free. You may even find plans with $0 monthly premiums or $0 copays on certain services or $0 deductibles. Call 800-965-7893 and let Best Medcare do the work for you.
The award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
As severe storms batter cities across the country, the debris left behind can often be overlooked as just trash. Well, now there's a growing movement to salvage fallen trees and logs and turn them into lifelong pieces of woodwork with a story. Skylar Henry visits the Maryland company digging up and sanding down buried treasure.
After stormy weather barrels through parts of Maryland, John Ferrara's crew isn't too far behind.
And these are the ones that were down in the woods that fell over in the storm. That were in the back.
What started as a side hustle with his best friend Paul Timmons has turned into the Cambium Carbon Company. The company saves trees from landfills by partnering with architects, cities, and businesses, salvaging toppled timber and turning it into sustainable pieces using what they call carbon smart wood.
It's like Christmas every time you cut one of these things open. You have no idea what you're going to get.
Cambium has one of the largest non-commercial sawmills on the East Coast. With it, the company handles logs most others can't, off of size alone. After the process of power washing and cutting through trees that often measure more than 20 feet, the lumber is off to dry.
This is part of the drying process, right?
Correct, yeah. So this is a kiln that's actually taking the last bit of moisture out of the board.
From there, the stories under the bark unfold.
A lot of times that material is viewed as a defect, and we really like to turn that narrative around and be able to educate people that it's actually something to celebrate and something to enjoy.
Through word of mouth, their mission is picking up steam. They've partnered with cities and towns from Eugene, Oregon to New York City, teaching local operations sustainable wood management and turning what was into this. Everything from tables and chairs to signage and even art.
All of that carbon is going back into the atmosphere. If we're able to stop that from occurring, and we're putting it into lumber, which can make flooring or tables or furniture, we're actually able to harness that carbon,
creating carbon negative products and environmentally positive solutions.
The group at Cambium says their business is growing quickly and they're emphasizing only using fallen trees and debris, not healthy ones that might be clear cut. The company uses a percentage of its profits to plant trees in the local communities where they salvage logs. The Powerball jackpot has risen now to $1.4 billion after no winning ticket was drawn last night. Your chances of scoring the grand prize are about 1 in 292 million, but 10 tickets worth $1 million or more were drawn. And the next drawing for the big prize, the third largest Powerball in history, is on Saturday. If it feels like these jackpots are bigger than they used to be, that's because they are. Vladimir Dutier looks into it.
Well, everybody wants a piece.
It's very big. You'd be crazy not to play.
It's an unreal number to begin with, $1 billion.
An estimated $1.2 billion. Wednesday night's drawing would have been the biggest Powerball jackpot of the year, marking the first time in its history that back-to-back payouts have generated billion-dollar prizes. If it seems like lotto jackpots have been skyrocketing in recent years, it's because they have. The average Powerball jackpot has more than doubled in the last decade and is now more than 6 times the average from Powerball's first 11 years, starting in 1992. Growing jackpots are due in part to Powerball's expansion since its conception, from 14 states and Washington, D.C. in 1992 to 45 states, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands today. Plus, ticket prices increased to $2 per play in 2012.
Here come tonight's winning numbers.
And Powerball added an additional drawing on Monday nights in 2021. That's not to mention the media coverage.
These are nearly impossible odds. To put it into context, you are more likely to be struck by lightning, get attacked by a grizzly bear at Yellowstone National Park.
Apparently,
yes,
you have a better chance.
Look at you.
A better chance of becoming president.
Can you do that wave?
Well, we'll be fairly quiet overnight for the most part, but the showers return tomorrow along with some cooler temperatures. Ariane has the outlook right after this short break.
Like we never left. We back. What did I miss? Did anyone get indicted?
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
What's up? On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Damn, you see that? I got skills.
Just wait till I bring in basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal.
Don't it make you want to play some ball?
Plus, a 4-year-old basketball prodigy gets a larger-than-life surprise.
Honey, we basketball.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
This is home. It's where we
wow, good job.
This is home. And together this is home. This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
WZMQ 19, CBS for the Upper Peninsula.
Temperatures about 45 to 55. That's actually going to be our high range tomorrow. It is going to be a little bit chilly out there. Around noon, these are the temperatures across the board. We'll have those gusts and likely showers, possible thunderstorms popping up here and there. Our platter day looking very frightful for flannel. And then we've got cooler conditions also in the evening, 35 to 45. Yes, a chance of snow showers after midnight, mostly for the west half. Our 7-day outlook for Escanaba, we've got showers tomorrow as well as Saturday. Those temperatures around 50 degrees before we cool down just a little bit on Monday. Indigenous Peoples Day. Take a look at this. Ben Rizanka took this shot in the Marquette Upper Harbor. So this is Presque Isles over that way. This is the other ore dock. Absolutely gorgeous double rainbows. And even our own Scott Minshall took a shot at the lower harbor of the double rainbows. Really gorgeous stuff out there.
Finally tonight, Iron Mountain's highly anticipated new Quick Trip gas station is finally open for business. The new 24-hour gas station and car wash on Stevenson Avenue launched its grand opening bright and early this morning and already served nearly 1,000 customers by 9 a.m. The new store manager says the opening is off to a great start and the business has been a whirlwind of excitement since the doors opened at 5 a.m.
It's a smaller town, and I've met a lot of these people already prior to opening, and they're, like I said, they're real excited we're here. I'm excited we're here, and our culture just fits well in this community.
The store will celebrate its ribbon cutting along with Kingsford's Quick Trip the morning before deer season opens next month. Are you a Quick Trip girl?
I don't know how to answer that, but I do love all the fresh fruit that they've got there, and I've been to the one out at the Crossroads.
That is true. So. Yeah, we're finally getting some Quick Trips up here. It's like a Midwest staple. It's about time we got some. That's it for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
I'm Lily Simmons. Watch my reports from Escanaba and Delta County only on WZMQ 19 News.
Pictionary here on WZMQ TV 19.
So let's talk about the weather. What are the important things when you are creating your forecasts every night?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to make sure I'm giving the most accurate